Laurie, let me just state the following. It's great to have you.
Yeah, great to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Sure. I wanted to talk about Grip. I actually visited your website a few times and I've seen the main promo of your company, and it was
Yeah.
recorded back in the days of normal, traditional events. And then you have a new platform, a new landing page for a new product, which is for online events. And I wonder how your company has pivoted in the last years, and so in the last months. And I would like to ask this question even before we start with your
No
presentation.
problem. No problem. Really fair question. Well, listen, yes, most of our event organizers that have worked with us have known us for physical events. We were an
Right.
app, a marketing platform that was helping um, exhibitors and event and visitors engage prior to a physical event and at a physical event. And when everything happened in March, it happened really fast. Little did we know our CEO had prepared for what was coming to us, and we were very quick at changing to virtual. It was a massive shift, and we worked together with our event organizers in building a platform that helped them engage and achieve high return on investment. And yeah, it's definitely been a whirlwind, a roller coaster in 2020, and we're excited to move towards 2021.
I feel like a very important premise of online events is that it's not as natural as it used to be with traditional events, with live events. And so sometimes to start an interaction, you would need somebody to actually intentionally want it. And that is probably harder to establish online, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I think where platform like marketing engagement platform are great is when like us using AI, you remove that daunting feeling of entering a virtual space and not knowing where to go and how to connect with people. And I think this is where AI has played a massive piece in our benefit, where people can use some recommendations to meet with new people and remove that that scale of virtual.
Right. Laurie, we used to say that in the old days. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you everyone for having me. Good evening and good morning, depending where you're based. My name is Laurie Delpino. I am the Global Director of Customer Success at Grip. And today I'll talk to you about how to move markets forward together and how to engage and create value for your community. If I can go to the next slide, please. Well, first of all, I want to start by saying super excited to be here today with everyone. Thank you, Nicholas, and the rest of the online support team, event team, for having all of us here today. I think this is what we all need at the moment, technology providers as well as event organizers, to come together as a community and crack the code of virtual, hybrid, and physical, and how it all fits in together. And I use the word community for a reason. I think it's been the big word in 2020, is also going to be a big word in 2021. And actually, while preparing for my presentation, I was just like, okay, let me Google community and really see what's behind that word. And when I Googled communities, what came up is communities may share a sense of place situated in a given geographical area and or in a virtual space through communication platforms. And I think what is very important to see here is how physical and geographical doesn't rule out each other. And I think this is one of the big learning from 2020 is the fact that virtual doesn't mean the end of physical. It's just a bridge and an opportunity for us to connect communities at a wider level, allowing new virtual segments joining in-person communities, and also the opportunity for us as a market engagement platform and event organizers to reconnect with event participants, to get to know them better. And actually, this is something I was asking myself as a former worker in event organization. When is the last time, and I would question event organizers, when is the last time your sales team has asked your exhibitors, sponsors, or buyers, how do you sell? How do you buy your product? What do you need to close a deal? Okay. Because for me, this is the only way to deliver value, by understanding really what sits behind the value and what value means for your event participants. Before I deep dive in the discussion, I think and I share some insights and tips that we have gathered. I must start by to say that I think we're all in this together, and it's been a roller coaster of a year. And I think we're all in this together, and it's great to be with you. Now, what are we going to focus on? First, I want to put things back in context. Where are we at, and what have we learned this year? And two, I want to touch base on what will define success in 2021, how to creating value through monetization opportunities and engagement, and how to package it and communicate it. Actually, I moved to one slide forward too early, so this will be your first slide. So okay, let's no. Can we go back to the previous slide, please? Thank you very much. Right, let's get straight into it. What are event organizers struggling to do? Well, we see that they're struggling to get more networking going on at their events, to position themselves as the connector of the industry. They're struggling to engage with data, which is sitting in silos due to increased number of solutions used. And finally, they're struggling to decide which event format they should run. They're consistently evaluating new solutions based on users' feedback and have to rapidly learn new skills themselves, but also their event participants. Next slide, please. And while the need to connect is stronger than ever, organizers are expected to deliver more leads, more meetings, and more business opportunities. That's asking a lot from them. Next slide, please. And this is, and I'm really, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and this is only going to get harder in the future, because event organizers will be challenged. They will be challenged to learn about new event concepts, virtual, hybrid, which is like no one really knows what hybrid looks like, and deep diving into physical, and even bringing hosted buyers experiences into the digital world. And all of this will require them to allocate human resources to train and deploy these new event concepts. They'll also be challenged by anyone with a Zoom account, which now calls themselves an event organizer. What is this? They'll also be challenged by competitors that can expand way faster in new geographical areas, leading to an increase in the global competition in the virtual space. And finally, they will be challenged with that $1 million question about exhibitor loyalty, revenue, and retention. And how would you drive tangible opportunities to your exhibitors and sponsors, right? Next, please. Right now, the way most event organizers are trying to solve their current challenges is by spending more money, trying out an extensive amount of solutions, resulting in a very disruptive user journey and no real way to track return on investment from their events and participants, please. And the results to those are average, because exhibitors are not getting leads, meetings, and business opportunity promised. And we'll talk about how to solutionize on that. I'm not only bringing you challenges here. Two, content is not getting the engagement needed to build a community. Three, event participants across all events they attend have a growing feeling of tiredness and loss, and we're hearing that across. And four, due to a scattered user experience on various platforms and channels, it is hard to drive value and track user behavior. Next, please. So now that I have laid out the round of all the challenges, the good news is we are seeing a new type of event organizers acting more as market organizers, and it is working, right? So what do? They prioritize one platform that will allow them to be flexible and modular and to run different event types, hybrid, digital, physical, using one solution, bringing consistency in user journey and retention and knowledge. Second, they are flexible. They train their teams to be expert and prioritize simplicity of event format. They're going back to basic, to generating ROI and RT and engagement. Three, they turn these challenges into opportunities, and I think this is a very important point, and they're closer to their markets to move them forward. Next, please. Now, what do we know about 2021? Very little, really, because we're on week 4, right? So we know that event organizers can no longer go for one size fits all because we have now so many event concepts. It is a multitude of different experiences. It's going to be virtual, physical, hosted by, and whichever way it goes. Experiences that will come together in a single, and all these experiences will need to be brought in together in a single platform using 3 major components: engagement, networking, and discovering. This would enable flexibility and faster adaptation time for both event organizers and their participants. And this is actually one of our key mission statements at GRIP for 2021, allowing flexibility, modularity on our platform that will allow marketers to move their markets forward. And we will do this together. Next, please. Now let's get into the solutions. Aren't you excited? I am very excited. So what is the next step after you have chosen your market engagement platform of choice? What should you also focus on? In 2021, what will be the success? What will define success for event organizers and all of us is the capacity of an event organizer to create value using tangible objectives and meeting those objectives. Next, please. And those 3 objectives will gravitate towards: first, enabling exhibitors to close business deals. And I want to emphasize on the word closing. First of all, enabling exhibitors to close business deals. This will be one of the key make or break objective. The ability for event organizers to drive business deals to the closing phase. There is no more time for unfruitful leads. They won't matter anymore. Your event participant can do that on other networking medium like LinkedIn to receive more superficial opportunities. The second one will be generating revenue and monetizing on the event. It is no longer sustainable for an event organizer to invest without making ROI from the investment. It will be key for market engagement platforms to showcase value opportunities on their platform and back it up with pricing, analytics, and packaging expertise of digital to support the event organizers building tangible monetization opportunity. Can we go back one, please? Thank you. And then the final one will be achieving meaningful engagement. Indeed, it is no longer there's no longer room for futile connections. People want real connections and they want to engage around real content and networking. Listen to event participants' needs and build engagement around it. Be close to your segments, keeping in mind simplicity and a structured experience. And then to do this at GRIP, we have asked ourselves and many of our event organizers we work with, and we have asked, we've challenged each other on what works and doesn't work, right? And what has worked for us in 2021. And we asked 2 basic questions: how do you engage and how do you define value? And those were precious learnings. Next, please. And I think indeed 2021 will be all about using our learning of this past year. Event organizers are having a hard time keeping people in the industry engaged, given that for the past 12 months, we've basically thrown everything at them. So I would say, let's go back to basics together, okay? First of all, use your marketing and sales team as the key component of your success. Train them at the technology. They're your best asset, and I won't repeat. And you will hear me repeating this a lot. If they understand the technology, they will sell it better. Don't forget that your sales and marketing team are used to selling square footage and on-site visibility. Digital is a whole new thing for them. So give them the means to do this well. Push them to ask questions. How do you close deals? How do you sell? What is your sales cycle looking like? Understand how to make it happen for them, and use your team for this. Less is more. Make the experience simple and engaging. Structure the experience so that users feel part of a community and that they're all in this together. Structure your event. And this is a really big learning I've had in the last 3 months. Build a structured agenda and share it and communicate it well. Think that the virtual experience might be daunting to event participants. Bringing structure and guiding the engagement guiding the engagement to better the adoption. So one key learnings here is when we compare some of our free flow event and one of our product hosted buyers, where in the hosted buyer experience, everyone is either networking and in one-on-one meetings that were pre-generated from them as a set time, and at other times they're focused all on content. So their agenda is very broken down. And we've seen that by doing this, the uptake on meeting attendance and content was 20% higher than a more of a free flow event, because people felt engaged towards certain things at certain times, and it felt reassuring to them. So that was a key learning. And then finally, make human connection easy. And again, I'm using personal experience here. I was on a great call with Ufi, one of the event organizers that we work with, and one of our connections there, Nick, said we were chatting about how everyone is in desperate need of human connection. And I think that's the thing, like, don't we all need a little human love? So I think when you build your networking experience, think that there needs to be a little bit for everyone. Some people will want to have structured meetings and build them into their agenda, and some people just want to engage and feel part of the community. So it would be great for them to drop in a speed networking session that has a specific topic, is engaging to them. And some of them might just want to just have an instant chat and chat with the company and share some experience around a product or some personal experience. So, again, make human connection easy for different personas. My group tips, wrapping up this slide, will be to understand your audience and what they want to gain out of coming to your event, and build your engagement strategy around this. Call your closest exhibitors and your visitors and question them on what are the incentives for them to come to engage at your virtual events, at your hybrid event, at your physical events, depending on what you're running, and map out your value opportunities with your market engagement platform. Next, please. And let's be real, we all know it. It is no sales value opportunities that are missing from market engagement platform, but more the experience in packaging and communicate this digital value, which often, if not well rolled out, fails at delivering revenue from both exhibitors and event organizers, resulting in client churn and overall feeling of I was overpromised. And this is the last thing you want to do. So first, ask your solution partner, what are the value opportunities they offer? Is it sponsorship, visibility through sessions or advertising space? Is it a certain packaging, a certain number of leads in a monetization package? Is it a bundle of meetings or a limit on the number of meetings they can request? Is it monetizing on the number of connections they can generate, the number of profiles views they're receiving from products or company profiles or other? Next, please. Once you have your list of opportunity, it will be easy peasy. And again, I can't repeat this enough, and I know this is probably redundant, but involve your sales and account and marketing teams. It is so very important. Make sure they help you build these packages. They fully own the technology and can conduct demos. That make sure they have all the assets they need, whether it's pricing, the analytics to back up the pricing, and the different value opportunities to support their sales. It will be key in them driving positive sales. Educate them so that they feel comfortable packaging it and communicating about it. And a big learning for me, and the reason why I keep pushing you around, talking to your sales team, his marketing team is, and your marketing team is, I think I've seen a massive difference for me when I started at Grip, when we started conducting webinars for event participants, not event organizers, the event participants, so their clients, and we were receiving direct feedback on the products. So, and this was such valuable feedback because we could see where something was more, the user experience was more organic for them versus something less organic. But also, I could see either their frustration or their positiveness around the number of leads they're generating. And from this, I was able to gather this feedback and give it back to our product team or our teams internally, and we were able to strategize together. And I think about it. If you as an event organizer go to your event participant and do this exact same work, this is going to enable you to strategize, but also drive higher return on investments. Okay. And I truly believe that the best sales strategies are based on learnings. So this next slide, guys, is around, or the one just before. It's all good. The one just before, please. Awesome, thank you. So this one slide, you can see how we have structured our overall sales positioning for our hosted buyers program. And I would strongly recommend all event organizers to do this exercise. So first, what we do is build the package. We select the opportunities you want to include in your package, back them up, showcasing the ROI they can expect, analytics, and competitive pricing structure. Something that we have to remember, and I think we tend to forget, and I'll wrap it up because I only have 1 minute of presentation left, that is your sponsors and your exhibitors no longer have to pay the cost of a stand or coming to an event. Therefore, yes, they are not making the money from coming to the event, but they can make this money from attending a hybrid or virtual event, right? And they no longer have those those big costs, line items in their budget, which are based on coming to a physical event. So basically, you're telling them you're going to attend this event, you're going to have the same or higher return on investment, and you will have less costs. And on this slide specifically, what we're showcasing is how to package hosted buyers. So the hosted buyers program is all about creating value through structured one-on-one meetings, right? And packaging this in bundles or number of meetings. So through packaging it, we bring structure, we incentivize high ROI, and you're showcasing that you will deliver high return on investment in line with exhibitors' expectation. And I now understand why hosted buyers has been one of our hostess product, because it sets tangible objectives that technology can help you achieve. Second, and you can see here on the key selling points, is define what are your 3 key selling points and incentives. I think that's very important too. And finally, track your results. Super important. Adjust your packages and communications if it's not working. Talk to your sales and marketing team. If they're getting pushed back, talk to us. And I think this is a very important part. Users, market engagement platform are here to support with all of this, and we want to hear about you. So use all of this and all the feedback you're getting as an opportunity. Discuss with us, and we're here to help. And final slide, please. So skip 2. Another one. Thank you very much. And talking about how we can help event organizers at Grip. Well, at Grip, what we believe should be at the center of all event organizers' strategy in 2021 is, number 1, a single engagement marketing platform that is flexible and modular and allows them to adapt to change fast, and delivering real financial ROI for their business and event participants, which we think will be key. Now, I hope you have learned as much from me as I've learned from you this year. We expect a lot of learning and shifts in 2021 at Grip, and we're very excited to onboard this with you. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Laurie. And you know what? I really wanted to relate to your presentation, but I hear that we're running out of time. So let me ask you a question that's a little bit more personal, actually. So that's going to be good. Because I've scrolled your LinkedIn, and I'm always very curious about the people that I'm going to meet. And what I've read is that you might be a user of Headspace, which is an app for meditation. I actually use another one, which is called Balance. And I so much appreciated when they had this promo. It was kind of like a year ago when they offered that you can use their services for a year for free, because they knew how much of a struggle it is to be here in the times of the pandemic. I'd like to ask you about your personal take on the mental health and how important it is nowadays, also for event planners.
Yeah. I think everyone is under a tremendous stress at the minute, trying to crack that code, as I said earlier. And I think, in my personal experience, I think in order to be a good marketer and to help our clients and to build a good team and to work positively with other team members, it is important to have some headspace. And I think in this overall sphere, everyone is connected a little bit more to this. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of these apps.
Right. And sometimes it will just suffice if you spend 5 minutes a day, if you establish a small yet active routine. And sometimes the 5 minutes that you take just for yourself and just clearing your mind will be so helpful in so many areas of your life. So you might want to look for some meditation app that's just, I guess, a life hack of some sort. But anyway, I wanted to thank you, Laurie, for all these great pieces of advice.
Thank you very much. It was lovely. Thank you for having me, guys.
And please stay tuned because there's so much more to the event.